time now for our rants and raves, and I have to warn you, we have shorter time than usual because of me. I went over. So I'm starting with you, Jon.
Okay, real fast. Dan Abrams, the guy who founded Mediaite, the website, he's a legal beagle for ABC News. He wrote a column the other day that I guess I'm ranting for his rave. And really it's just because he echoed something I've been ranting about on this program and elsewhere for some time, and it's about people who complain about the media but don't have the facts straight and hadn't bothered to get them straight. It's like when people complain to you, why doesn't the mainstream media, why aren't you reporting on this story? And it turns out they know about the story from the mainstream media coverage. We have to do better, but so do you, the consumer. It's a two-way street.
I agree with you. I've said to me that same point before. How else do you think you know? All right, Dan Kennedy.
I have a rant for Rolling Stone. You remember the song, The Cover of the Rolling Stone? Well, I don't know if you can get on the cover, but for $2,000, you can tell Rolling Stone that you are a thought leader and that you deserve to have an essay published on the Rolling Stone website. Wow. It is a pay-to-play scheme that's just really kind of nauseating for a once great magazine. You know, there used to be a name for something like this, and we called it advertising.
Good one. I know it's outrageous. All right, Callie.
I am raving for what I at first thought was a style element that Brian Williams used on his 11th hour show, and then I've come to see it as something else. Let's take a look.
Well, good evening once again. Day 1461 of the Trump administration. Well, good evening once again at the end of what was day one of the Biden administration.
So he's been doing this presidential countdown all throughout the Trump presidency, which I assumed he might end at that. And he picked it up with Biden. And actually, it's a really good, countdown for you to pay attention to what's happening as the time passes. I'm glad he's keeping it up with Biden. I'm raving it because it's a kind of a check-in, actually.
Yeah.
Where are we?
Yeah,
I like it.
Okay, good. Yeah. Dan Lothian.
Well, I have a rave for Larry King, who passed away at the age of 87. I don't think he ever got a lot of respect from journalists. For those of you who don't know, he never prepared for his interviews. Yeah. His researchers would try to give him information, give him those cards to write down information, and he didn't want to prepare. He just wanted to sit down and ask the question that he felt someone who was watching would want to ask. And so, I think generally speaking, journalists thought that he was a lightweight in terms of, the kinds of questions that he would ask. But there were times where he made real news by asking those kinds of questions, just an open-ended question. What were you thinking? He could break news with that, or people would come on like Ross Perot and announce that he was running for president. So I despite what everyone thought about him, I think that he did bring a certain kind of television that was important. And we learned a lot from a lot of people.
Great to watch. All right, well, finally tonight, I have a rant, and it's for the Pakistani government, but here's the reason. As you all remember, in 2002, the Wall Street Journal reporter Danny Pearl was kidnapped and murdered, decapitated on camera. And the main suspect in that was Saeed Sheikh. He was convicted, tried, convicted. They had the right guy. And for reasons that the courts in Pakistan have not explained, the original conviction was overturned, and then the family protested, went back to court. The overturn stuck. This guy is now out free. And while there are going to be appeals filed and whatnot, it's very unlikely that the murder of Danny Pearl is going to serve any more time or any more justice for the family is to come. And that's the difference between their country and ours.